I don't know what I'm gonna be calling this video, but it won't have an end screen because, well, I don't feel that it should. So, we will hit quick play, but I do want to just basically force Haru or Ayaka, but if we don't randomize Ayaka, we'll just play as Haru this run and be on our merry little way. So, as we get at that, I'm just gonna say exquisite taste. Yeah, let's get this run started. But as always, I'll at least add timestamps so you can just skip forward. By now, I mean you've probably already skipped forward, but as we get into At the Exquisite Taste, again, no custom content, no anything, just do a base World of Horror run and see what it's like, because even if I use other things, let's just say, as we get second encounter, Takushi-san, dexterity, second mystery, light, and maybe a charisma check, every single non-stat check, there are changes to the game if you use custom content, let's just say. I mean, balance-wise, that's primarily what I'm trying to say. But obviously, using custom mysteries, custom content, and so on and so forth is going to change the game as well aesthetically. But aside from that, on a regular World of Horror run, well, as you'll see, Vigil, Kana, Sailors, Recluse, and Akamanto. Yeah, would I call it a... I think we can call World of Horror a solved game, and in this case, my definition of that, as I forget to grab a... Oh, that's right, we have exquisite taste. Well, no cigarette stuff. Yeah, in exquisite taste, in World of Horror, what I mean by a solved game is that, or for any video game really, is that for the most part, you know what to do to basically win a huge majority of your runs. Not just a majority, a huge majority. My threshold is about 85% of your runs. That's kind of the bare minimum for win rate, but obviously, that's all in the theoretical, because I'm sure 75% of people who play World of Horror, either for the first time or for their 1000th time, can sometimes run into really, really bad situations. Also, this is the situation I've run into, which I forgot to enable at least the vending machines, which is going to be better for Haru, because you can at least tree for 2 packs of cigarettes in total. Well, you can tree for a pack of cigarettes with the vending machine, maybe get a brick as a weapon as well, and then you have about 4 mysteries worth of cigarettes, which I did not do because I was autopiloting. So, let's see what happens here, though. Don't use this. Don't use this. Listen to the man for more Doom, funny enough, and if we need to rest, we'll rest. If we can't, hey, that's why Kana exists. That being said, getting 4 to 6 damage... I probably should have grabbed allies there, or tried to grab for allies. But yeah, doing about 4 to 6 damage, but taking -1 less damage from Kana probably isn't great. Also, I guess your tip for the day is that if you run into that apartment event where you listen to the man and lose 3 reasons, possibly 4 with damage penalties, I can't remember. But if you run away from a 2-all encounter like I just ran into, then I think you have saved on Doom. Again, the asterisk here is that you don't, or the fine print, is that you don't get experience. I'm shrugging in real life as I say that, which is kind of important for Haru specifically, or any character with a perk that they can get, which I think contributes to about around half the cast. And then even half of the whatever's remaining, you can usually get perks that are usable. But in Haru's case, core strength, and possibly just core strength. So Akamanto or Recluse, we have 4 reason, and we don't have a weapon. I just realized, yeah, this could be really, really bad. Well, do I try and swerve into an ally attack run? We do have Recluse. We're in Akamanto now, so we will save a lot of... Yeah, you know what? We're going to go for it, because we will level up soon. Now, I'm going to come back later, because I might actually just run away from encounters. This might be an escape run, which I often don't do. But, I mean, when our combat capabilities are not great... Also, that's right, we have Kana. I can't get 3 students. Well... Funny enough, I think allies are still going to be better for it. The problem comes when we are in Recluse and we don't have a weapon. Katana Land? Question mark? Nope. Trade stamina for reason. We're entering Recluse soon. We do have the police station, which I for some reason never used. So, mansion, police patrols. I felt like I saw Vigil. Maybe I'm wrong. Otherwise, we're hoping to pick up a weapon somewhere. Yeah, I really should have used vending machines. I bamboozled myself. Well, we're not at the end of Akamanto yet, but We will grab more funds for what it's worth. Downtown. If you run into Rioter, we were gonna run anyway. There's not really. I usually can't justify it. Also, the fact that we are taking this in the face. Do I still have Witch Tree uses? I do. And actually, that works a bit better. But we do want to at least grab another student. Yeah, it's probably gonna be better for me. Just pick one. 5 experience, but it's worth it, and I'm just to be thorough, I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, so you can't grab 3. If you don't know this rule, and this is you're new to World of Horror, you can't grab any more students once you have a total of 3 allies or more. So yeah, if you have 2 other allies like Kana and Ryoko, or you have Iwa and Masahiro, you have 2 other allies that are not students, you still can't grab more than 3 allies with students. So shrug. You might have wondered, Jordan, why didn't you use a pack of cigarettes here? It's because I promise you it was not worth it. That being said, so again, here, 6 damage is not guaranteed, so we might as well do it this way. The problem is that we're taking a bunch of all damage, so... Do we even get out? I probably have to toss a student at Akamanto here. In fact, it might even be one of the students. In fact, it's probably going to be the one that's lowering perception. So... Oh, yeah, that was really not good. Okay, so... I guess we go for a brace first. Well, and just out of curiosity, you can't do that. And even if I did want to use cigarettes, I probably should have waited. I probably should have either taken Recluse first, but I didn't want to take Recluse immediately. And then after my first mystery, I had For a Reason, which was not great. So... We don't have much recourse here. I think we do have to send both of these and hope they do a lot of damage. That was not enough damage. So, the next question becomes... Because we can do 8 kick damage here. The problem is it's not guaranteed, but I don't have any other recourse. So, I mean, I could throw Kana at the Akamanto here, but... The next problem afterward will be Recluse, but we definitely want to use cigarettes by then. That's all I'm trying to say. So, we're actually gonna, do we have the bath taken away? No. So, for the sake of bracing, we're gonna actually take strength and heal Reason through the bath. If we lost the bath, I would have taken Reason. Because you never know. And we do have Vigil, by the way. And Vigil has a free weapon. I just completely forgot, and I decided to gamble on using our fist for the moment. But since we're in Recluse now, it's not so bad. I promise you. So once we got past Akamanto, and if we get past Recluse, which we should, then yeah, fun times ahead. This is actually, it's been a long time, if I didn't do it on recording, then I know it's been a long time since I did Recluse with Haru like this, which the usual advice, and I had someone else remind me of this, using cigarettes at the end of Recluse, but also being Haru means you get to profit a lot, because Haru, I mean, other characters can do the same, but they don't obviously have a Hard Knock, which makes Haru a lot better in this day and age. So we have Masochistic. We want to keep Masochistic. We get to lower Doom, and yeah, off we go. Now again, if you're not prepared for Recluse and you walk in and you get slapped in the face by, in this case, 2 Reason, because we have Kana, then yeah, you're in for a world of pain. But if you prepare yourself, Recluse, I think I used to call it pretty bad before. It's still something. I consider it bad because you have to actually plan around Recluse. And I think this gets us more damage. Well, it gets us the same damage. But if we need to save Reason, we will do a Brace Sever turn. But no, we just take 4 Reason, which is by far less than what I would normally take. So usually you expect to take around 6 Reason damage. If you're not prepared, you're taking 9 Reason damage or more. If you have Kana, obviously it's 6 Reason damage. But you get the point. We saved a lot by being ourselves here. Now, since we're entering Vigil, we do want to make sure that we heal up our stamina. We will get to do more stuff. I'm going absolutely insane. We also have a small candle now, so that's probably going to be better for us than the meat cleaver, depending. But the more important issue is that we need to be able to survive this. So, I could fight these guests for experience. It's not a bad idea. I just choose not to because I want as much Doom as possible. So when I get to my 5th mystery, especially if we don't have fetid fumes, I can just rest my way to having good stamina. So the only other thing stopping us here, aside from enemies, are the events that can slap us in the face. Now that being said, since we have Hard Knock, Small Candle, we could just fight this out as well. Although I'm going to be very, very sad. Okay, thankfully we hit it. Thankfully we hit everything. But if we miss a bunch of those and we're in for another turn, I promise you the run quickly starts turning ugly. Yeah, you know what? We can fight the guests here. We have Kana with us, so Kana does a lot. Their damage mitigation is really, 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 really important. Let me repeat that. Their damage mitigation is really, really, really important. Now that we have the Funny Mask and Masochistic, okay, this is a pretty good RNG run. However, if you're unprepared, could have been really bad. Keeping in mind that if I had grabbed the weapon myself, we would have had about 52% Doom, let's even say 57% Doom, ending our 4th mystery here. So it's not so bad. CQC training, not going to do anything for us. In fact, we have every non-stat check. And I forgot my second encounter, but you can work out the math on your own. It's pretty easy math, in my opinion. So, we can't actually run from this enemy, but we have a small candle, so we can just kind of wave it in this guy's face. Does that count as fire or magic? I would think the Glitch Magician is weak against magic. Or fire. And watch it actually be blunt or sharp. I don't remember this stuff because... yeah, I usually you don't need to. It does help, though. It does help. Let me repeat that. It does help to remember enemy weaknesses because you can plan very specific turn saving on battles. I am finding my face in pain. But anyway, if we one-shot this because level 3. And the guests are relatively easy for the experience you get. And since you don't have to fight a boss and we don't have to worry about ill-fated, happy times. But yeah, even right now, again, we'd be at 65% Doom, and I can rest all I want if I want, and we even have the Crestfallen Masks, but just, even if we didn't have the Crestfallen Masks, again, we're doing quite well. We also have Sailors, and we can actually throw away Akamanto's Mask. So, yeah, we'll keep the small candle in case we just want to run away. I probably could have even fought this boss if I wanted to, but I think the boss does 4 all damage base. I don't remember. Maybe 3 all with Kana. I'm saying with Kana. Without Kana, probably taking upwards of 5. Okay, well, we have the Doom. We have the power. So the last thing I'll talk about is kind of the escape experience trade-off. Because I mentioned it before, and I say yes, you lose experience. The other side of that equation is whether or not you need that experience to survive. And when you get to the lighthouse, the only thing possibly threatening you is Takashi-san. And when you run into Takashi-san, you're taking Doom anyway, so unless you're about to lose to Doom, or you really want to fight Takashi-san and defeat him, which you have to anyway, actually that's a moot point. But the point I'm trying to make is that you don't need the accuracy, because Takashi-san isn't really hard to hit most of the time. Oh yeah, double encounters are a show. But, yeah, running away is more a choice. I was going to say less than a choice. More than a choice. More a choice if you are early on in your run, because maybe you have like 4 boss encounters in your run, and you need to take a boss mystery 4th or 5th. Then it's like, okay, you might need the experience, especially if you're Aiko or Haru, because you want core strength or something else. Did we ever get core strength, by the way? No, we did not. I'm actually going to reroll here twice just to see. Okay, well... We do have Takashi-san, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm just going to take all of this and still survive. We definitely have enough stamina, reason, again, 9 stamina, 6 reason threshold, 10 stamina, 6 reason threshold, because you can take upwards of 9 stamina, 5 reason if you completely just decide to turn your brain off. If you decide to use your brain a little bit, then what ends up happening is that I'm just going to get, I knew it wasn't the roommate actually, because Recluse is way later, but... Or maybe it wasn't. I'm going crazy. But the point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, 15 power, nicotine withdrawal, but 15 power. So level 4, you can definitely just slap Takashi-san with any 75%, 80% even here. Accuracy. Yeah, 75% you would have perfectly 100% with things. Now, obviously, I think there are human effects that affect Takashi-san here that increases power, but for the most part, you're not taking more than about 6 dooms worth, usually. So, again, unless you need the level ups to be completely accurate, which you normally don't for Takashi-san, and you're at the end of the run all you want if you have the Doom. That's all I'm trying to say. So we took Akamanto second, right? Yeah, okay. And again, I threw away Akamanto's mask, but look at our Doom. Look at our Doom. We didn't even use the vending machines. This is a Haru run, but again, the mystery combination was quite lenient. But yeah, no end screen here. Well, there is going to be an end screen, but no normal dog shop end screen, because this is a filler episode, because I'm going to be busy for the next 12, 24 hours again. So yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!